What up guys, Ryan here. Today I wanted to talk to you about what it really costs to get started with Amazon FBA launching private label products. Now, unlike dropshipping where you don't need to front the money to pay for your inventory, with Amazon FBA, you need to be able to afford not only to get the products produced, but you also need to be able to afford their shipping costs all before you ever collect any profit from orders. And in 2019 especially, you need to have some money set aside to advertise new products on Amazon in order to get them that initial visibility. And what I'm going to do is walk you through my first ever product launch on Amazon, use those exact figures so that you get a realistic look into what you can expect for your first product launch. All right, so what we have here are general projections of what you can expect with your initial order based on my first ever order. So I paid $1,600 to my manufacturer. I did a 30% upfront, 70% when the goods were produced. And then on top of that, I paid $800 shipping. Now that $800 shipping is a little high, but it's because I had it shipped via air instead of via sea. Now, when you order an initial order for any product launch, you don't need a massive amount of inventory. So it's not uncommon to use air shipping for small quantities on that initial order. And then as your product demand grows, because it's been live over time on Amazon and climbing that organic rank, then you order a higher quantity and you ship via sea, and that shipping cost can go down a bit. Now, that is $2,400 total. You're probably looking at the other two line items highlighted in yellow and wondering how we arrived at that $4,080 total from $2,400. Well, let me walk you through that. In 2019, you really need to expect to pay Amazon to advertise your product when it's brand new. I heard that in 2019, Amazon's projected to grow to be the third largest media company behind Facebook and Google. So that means that they're planning on collecting billions upon billions in advertising dollars from sellers like you and I. $720 is not a random figure that I pulled out of thin air. That's 30% of the $2,400 that it cost us to get our product to Amazon FBA from our supplier. Remember, $1,600 production, $800 shipping, $2,400 total. Most products have a 30% profit margin. So what I did is I took 30% of that $2,400 and set that aside as our target advertising spend per sale. Meaning when we get a sale, we break even. And if you're thinking, wow, I put in all this work just to break even and not make any money, what gives? It's because we want to delay profitability in favor of getting as many sales as possible and climbing the organic rank. Ideally, when someone searches for our primary keywords, we want to show up on that first spot because that's where you really make a killing. And in order to do that, we probably want to be advertising quite a bit and spending our profit margin on ads, especially when you just launched, because you're going to be buried on like page 5, page 6, and you need to get to page 1 to really be successful on Amazon. And then we can't forget about the $960 reorder. Now, where did that number come from, and why are we talking about reordering when we just got started selling the first order? Well, unfortunately for people that don't have a big bankroll for their FBA business, we're going to need to project how much inventory we need down the line and order it ahead of time. It typically takes 30 days to produce an order from a manufacturer. And then if you want to ship via sea and keep costs low, it's another 30 days. So we're at 60 days lead time for placing our orders. So with a $960 reorder, what I did was I took the $1,600 production from the first order, doubled the quantity because now we've been live on Amazon, so we can expect an increase in demand. So we're going to double our initial order size and we're going to pay a 30% deposit on that order. So what I did is I just took 30% of $1,600 and doubled it, and it came to $960 for a 30% deposit on that next order. And we are very likely going to have to pay that before we even really see any real money from Amazon deposited into our bank account. So in total, if your first ever product launch is going to cost you $1,600 to produce and $800 to ship, you should have around $4,000 set aside to really be successful and do this the right way. All right, so now let me walk you through an imaginary timeline so that you have realistic expectations of how this might go down in the real world. So let's say on January 1st, we reach out to our manufacturer. We say, all right, we want to order this many units. They say, all right, that's going to cost you $1,600. And we agree to pay them a 30% deposit up front and 70% when the goods are produced. So we have $480 debited out of our bank account. Plus, it's going to cost fees. Now, I use Capital One Bank. It cost me $40 per wire transfer. You might also send them the money via PayPal, and they might tack on about 4 or 5% PayPal fee. They're going to pass that along to you. All right. On February 1st, 30 days later, your order has been produced. It's ready for pickup. You owe the manufacturer the remaining 70% balance. So that's another $1,120 plus wire transfer fee debited from your account. And you need to get it shipped to America. So that's another $800 plus wire transfer fee. Or if you pay your supplier to arrange shipping for you, some of your suppliers will do that for you. You don't have to use a third-party freight forwarder. Then you don't have to pay the additional fee for that. Either way, that's another $1,920 debited from your bank account over a 30-day span. So you need to be able to cover that. Now, we scroll down, March 1st. And I guess this is a bad example because if you use air shipping, you'll probably get your goods to FBA in 2 weeks instead of 4 weeks. But for all intents and purposes, most of your orders will be shipped via sea, so it's easier to keep it in mind as another 30 days transit time, because if you use sea shipping, it's going to be 30 days. And let's just say March 1st, so 2 months after we place the initial 30% deposit, 60 days after that, our order arrives at Amazon for FBA. Now we can finally start selling. What that really means is now we can start paying Amazon in advertising costs. Now, I mentioned we can project a 30% profit margin on our product and spending all of that as an ACOS, or average cost of sale. That's our advertising spend per sale is going to be 30% of what we're selling the product for. And at $2,400, 30% of that is $720. So that would be our normal profit margin, but we are going to reappropriate that and delay profitability to get our product ranked higher organically, because the more sales you get and the better your conversion rate is and the more reviews you get, the better your product's going to rank over time. That's the long-term play. And this is how people are doing it. This isn't like me with some radical strategy. This is how it works. All right, so I put an asterisk here, not front-loaded costs. This is because unlike when we pay our supplier for production or pay our freight forwarder for shipping and we wire transfer them the full sum of money up front, with advertising, we just keep a credit card on file with Amazon and they bill us every so often for our recent ad spend. So it's not as intensive on our bank account. Also, paid twice a month. This means that Amazon is depositing money into our bank account twice a month. But there's also an additional 3 to 5 days on average for that money to clear. And when you just get started selling, they will hold your balance. They will hold your money for a little bit longer because they don't want to lose money on you selling on their platform if a customer then returns the product and they have to submit the refund. Because when a customer asks for a refund, Amazon issues the refund. They don't debit that from your bank account. So what they'll do is they'll debit that from the balance of money that they owe you. And then the last date in our theoretical timeline is representative of all orders we place down the line. So I chose April 1st, which is 3 months after our initial deposit was paid to our supplier, to get production started on the first order. And we are going to need to place a second order, obviously, to keep our product in stock. And you'll notice the production this time has doubled. This is because in theory, the quantity of units we order should definitely go up over time as demand scales. And $960 is just doubling the initial $1,600 in size to $3,200. So let's say we're ordering twice as many units to keep up with our projections for demand over the next 60 days. Where did 60 days come from? 30 days manufacturing time, 30 days shipping time. So we're saying that over the next 60 days, in order to cover demand, we're going to order twice as many units as we ordered the first time. And our 30% deposit just doubled to $960. And you should project that you'll be able to cover that deposit from your bank account and not rely on the funds from Amazon. Because unless you're getting a lot of really strong initial traction, it's not that easy to launch a brand new product without many reviews and see a lot of overnight sales, even if you advertise a lot and have a great listing. So just keep that in mind, guys. And also, just to follow up, guys, I used my first ever product launch as an example in this video. That product belongs to a brand that I launched in total, I think 13 SKUs in to date. I'm brand registered, and on the primary keywords in the top 5, I often have 3 products in the organic top 5 ranked on Amazon. And again, just keep the right perspective. This is a long-term play. As long as you don't cut corners, you have a quality product and an optimized listing, and you are willing to front the money and advertise, knowing that down the line you can achieve the same level of success that I did with this initial order and this brand, then you'll reap the benefits of it. And it's truly a great passive income stream where you'll wake up every morning with more money than you had last night when you fell asleep, which is just a great feeling. And that wraps up today's video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, leave me a comment letting me know that you liked it, or if you disagree with anything, also please let me know. I'd love to hear your opinion. This video is based on an article on reinhogue.com that I wrote yesterday, so I'll put a link in the description. Go check that out. Also, I do help teach people how to sell on Amazon. One-on-one coaching calls are available. You can find that in the sidebar on my website. I also have a course called Ryan's Method Amazon FBA where I outline literally my process for finding successful Amazon FBA products and launching them from start to finish. I handhold you the entire way through. I give you my proprietary spreadsheets that help you project profitability, stay on top of important data points, and ultimately run a successful Amazon business. So if you're interested, if you have any questions, just hit me up, comments on my website, etc. I'll be here, and I'll see you guys at the next video.
Wherever she goes, I go, we roll, we go, flying over cities down to Rio, it's Rio, love that I feel, oh nothing lasts forever, but I'm down for the minute, so just chill.